1 square foot of flooring, get 1/2 off. Or buy 1 window fashion and get 1/2 off. There is never a better time to save than during the BOGO event at Montgomery's. Montgomery's, South Dakota family-owned since 1888.
The Ag Bowl on Midco Sports Network is presented by Montgomery's.
Here in Madison, and the Trojans on a 14-7 lead. Dakota Wesleyan at the 49-yard line, 2nd and 10. Jace Pulse under their catch, a missed tackle, and just inside the 40-yard line. Going to be short of a first down by about a foot, but another catch for Pulse, sophomore from Kimball, South Dakota. Nine starters back on offense this year for Dakota Wesleyan, on a team that averaged 39 points a game last year. Second to Morningside in the G-Pack, and Johnny Withrow got loose and got lost, and that's a first down and then plenty more.
Michael Cleveland saved the touchdown down about the 16-yard line, but that was some kind of breakdown in coverage for Dakota State because Withrow was all alone there.
Little rhythm going here on this drive now for Dakota Wesleyan. Scored on the opening drive of the game. Punted away their second possession, and now on the move. Turner looking end zone and just out of the reach of Hayden Adams.
He had the space he needed to make that catch as DeVries trying to keep up with Adams in coverage. But advantage Adams here. Look at him get right past number 20. Just a little too much on the throw.
Derek DeVries out of Lenox High School. Led the Trojans, 3 interceptions a year ago. And Turner on a keep. He's got room, and he is going to score the potential tying touchdown for Dakota Wesleyan.
Flags in the end zone late. So I think someone on that Dakota Wesleyan side took an exception to the hit right at the goal line from Dakota State. All kinds of laundry out there after that.
Well, the touchdown's not on the board, but the touchdown's going to count.
Yeah, this was all after the play. Whether or not it's offsetting personal fouls or they're going to go one direction or the other. I didn't see a flag until the confrontation started. I didn't see a flag on the hit, and there shouldn't have been one because he wasn't quite into the end zone when the contact was made. And it might not have even been so much that he got hit, it's where he got hit. He got hit a little low. A lot of guys don't like that, especially when you're going at the quarterback. But that's for our officiating crew to determine.
Well, these two teams, they're not exactly best friends. It's a great rivalry, but they can get a little chippy at times. Did a little bit in that game last year, and this is just one you want so bad.
After the score, we have 2 unsportsmanlike fouls. One, number 8 on Dakota State, the other on number 12, Dakota Wesleyan. Those both are their first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification.
All right, so put the touchdown run by Turner on the board. Point after coming up here. And here's the end of the play. And that.
So Cleveland's the one that makes the hit.
Yeah, and then they get Edwards gets involved for Dakota State.
So I think he actually was in the end zone already. So the hit was late.
PAT is good, ties it at 14. And that was Jace Pulse, by the way, is number 12 for Dakota Wesleyan. So he's got his first warning. Bailey Edwards, his first warning for Dakota State. And meanwhile, tied up again here with 11:35 to go. Dylan Turner Last year for Dakota Wesleyan, 3,100 plus yards through the air, 39 touchdowns, and he ran for another 1,000 yards and 8 more scores. He was the Offensive Player of the Year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. He is second all time coming into this season in passing yards at Dakota Wesleyan. He's already got 81 touchdown passes for the Tigers. And he is in his senior season here for Dakota Wesleyan. He's got the touchdown run to tie it at 14. All right, tied up again, James. We had a 7-point separation there. But after Dakota Wesleyan scored first, Dakota State scored back-to-back.
Yeah, there's only been one stop.
And now the Tigers
so
back.
Far,
yep.
Out of 5 possessions total.
There's Mason Layton, touchdown grab here early in the second quarter.
But you look at these two quarterbacks, Tom. Turner and Giles combined right now, 18 of 21 for 217 yards. 2 passing touchdowns, both of those for Giles. Turner has the 1 rushing touchdown.
Mason Layton could not find a grip on it, and the Tigers are all over him.
So now we've seen 1 for each side. The opening kickoff of the game, Loudenberg has some trouble on that end. Now Layton has some trouble. And it took kind of a funny hop on him, and then he tried to pick it up on the run. And now you're dead. Because you're down there, you're all by yourself. The kick coverage team is down there. We've seen Dakota State take advantage of a long field before. They went 16 plays, 99 yards on their last touchdown drive. It's asking a lot to do it again.
Sean Diggs down to make that tackle for Dakota Wesleyan. So here goes Giles and company. Hagen Hines straight ahead, got just a couple out across the 5-yard line.
A couple of big runs on those first 2 series for Hagen Hines. Dakota Wesleyan's made some adjustments. They've done a much better job on him of late. That offensive line still getting some push, but they're not creating the holes the way they were.
Lucas Chase and Sawyer Hughes, number 91 Hughes, a true freshman on that front 3 for Dakota Wesleyan. Giles has got Trevor Listman out to that left side this time. Listman with his first catch, short of a first down.
Listman, one of the Nevada guys out of Sparks, Nevada, sophomore. 17 catches a year ago, first of the night here.
So a chance here for the Wesleyan defense on a 3rd and 3 inside the 15-yard line.
Dakota State 2 of 3 so far on 3rd down. They picked up that 3rd and 10 to keep that 99-yard touchdown drive alive. Last time they had it, can they get this one a much more manageable distance?
Austin Opdahl to the left.
Try it deep.
And he's got it again, and they are just picking on that left cornerback spot for Dakota Wesleyan. So another big conversion for Giles and Opdahl.
That's Bailey Schriever in coverage that time, and he had good coverage. He was right there, but Opdahl made the adjustment. Looking back at the football, that's the one thing Schriever did not do. You didn't see him turn his head to locate the football. He's trying to play the receiver's eyes. It's a lot more difficult.
6 catches, over 100 yards already for Opdahl.
Fredrickson on the carry.
Brody Fredrickson, sophomore from Madison. About 3 yards on that carry for Fredrickson. He stays on. Mason Layton, number 4 there in the slot to the left. Trying to get it out to the tight end, Babcock.
It almost feels strange to see Giles misfire. I mean, that's how accurate he has been tonight. You expect every pass to hit a guy in the numbers or directly in the hands, and he just overshot, led him a little bit too much. The tight end doesn't move quite the same way as Opdahl does.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 7, another chance for the Wesleyan defense. They bring an outside rush with a 4th man, but Layton makes a one-handed grab inside the 40-yard line, and Dakota State first down.
How many times have we seen him do that on this field wearing the maroon of Madison High School? Now here he is, Dakota State first year. We've seen him make a great catch in the end zone. Just reaches up, one hand, pulls it in. Nothing freshman about that catch right there.
Well, he flips around to the right side this time. Mitchell Galloway out of there right now. Listman in at the wide receiver spot. Giles going to throw on first down. He's got Opdahl wide open again.
Just
touchdown,
too easy.
Trojans.
Did he complete the catch? That's the question.
Did they not?
There's no signal on the field.
The side judge is signaling touchdown as he went across, but nothing from the back judge yet, so one indication was, but nothing from anybody else.
All you have to do is break the plane. You don't have to maintain control. If you have control of the football as you go to the end zone and you break the plane of the goal line, it's a touchdown. It's tough to tell, but it looks like it. I mean, it was awful close.
He did break the plane, and he did make a step, and they do say it is a touchdown. So another 95-plus yard drive for Dakota State, and they regain the lead, 21-14.
Unbelievable the way that this offense has executed thus far. They're 3 for 3 so far tonight with a 99-yard touchdown drive, and now a 97-yard touchdown drive? That's incredible.
Now, these are the numbers for Austin Opdahl, senior from Madison. Making 29 touchdowns in his career now. And he is the career leader in touchdown catches here at Dakota State. He had 1,093 yards last year. That was just short of the Dakota State single season record. But he and Giles are hooking it up here. 7 catches, 100 and close to 150 yards, and a touchdown for Opdahl.
I mean, it's unreal, the numbers that we're seeing put up here. I mean, why are we surprised when we talked about it a couple of times off the top, the 900-plus yards between the two teams? We shouldn't be surprised by any of it to this point. But Opdahl's numbers are gaudy. He's at 7 catches, 149 yards. He had 177 on 10 catches the entire game a year ago.
There you go, 3 minutes, 97 yards. Had the one-handed catch by Mason Layton on that drive, and then Opdahl with his 7th grab of the game. Casey Burke gets into it at the 35, and this time Negebauer will have a shot at a return from his own 7-yard line.
Oh.
Burst across the 30, got to about the 36. Brought down there by Trevor Listman. Tigers back at it. Dylan Turner had a touchdown run on the last possession. Sends Negebauer in motion, and he's got the football on some jet sweep action, and he's cut down at the 20-yard line. That was a nice play by Dakota State's Derek DeVries to bring him down.
Got a nice tackle there in space, and that's the toughest place to tackle a guy like Spencer Negebauer. He got just enough of his leg to trip him up, and keep that to about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
DeVries, big 6'2" rangy free safety for Dakota State. Trojans, or excuse me, the Tigers back to Luke Loudenberg.
Loudenberg himself got off to a pretty fast start in this game. 6 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown for him tonight.
Third and 2, Trojans coming. Loudenberg, he's got the first down, and he is gone.
Well, he doesn't need a lot of room, and once he beat that last guy, it was just a foot race. And Dakota State trying to angle him off. Danny Jordan in pursuit there, but he wasn't going to catch Luke Loudenberg.
Luke Loudenberg, Howard High School, just a sophomore, looking to come into his own here this year for Dakota Wesleyan. Dietz on the try is good. And in a minute and 15 seconds, Dakota Wesleyan ties it back up at 21.
With football season right around the corner, preseason polls are out, and Augustana University finds themselves towards the front of the pack in the NSIC. I'm Kelly Stewart with your CU Mortgage Direct Midco Minute. Augie football was picked to finish 4th overall and 2nd in the South Division in the 2017 Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference preseason coaches poll. The Vikings earned 172 points and one first-place vote in the overall poll, and 28 points and another first-place vote in the division poll. Augie's 4th place spot in the overall poll comes behind Minnesota State in the top spot, Minnesota Duluth in 2nd, and Bemidji State in 3rd. As for the South Division, the second-picked Vikings only trail the Mavericks. In addition to the preseason rankings, senior offensive lineman Sam Lee and junior linebacker Kirby Ora were selected as players to watch in the NSIC for 2017. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this has been your Midco Minute.
I had no idea I was going to get hit by a truck.
Responding to the scene the entire time, I was expecting it to be a fatality. We know that seatbelts save lives, and in motorcycle crashes, we know motorcycle helmets save lives, and after this crash, there's no doubt in my mind, if there ever was any, that bicycle helmets save lives too.
This actually happened to me, so you should probably wear your helmet, because it's a smart thing to do.
Tied at 21, midway through the second quarter here in Madison, South Dakota. Season opener in college football in South Dakota. It was 7-7 at the end of the first. And a little long drive explosion here in the second quarter, Jay.
Yeah, we've seen a lot. We had 40-yard touchdown run for Loudenberg to cap a long drive for DWU. Dakota State, 97 yards. Capped by a 38-yard touchdown pass to Opdahl. And we thought this might be a track meet, Tom, and that's exactly what we've gotten through the first, quarter and a half.
Mitchell Galloway on the return there. Cody Reichelt on the tackle for Dakota Wesleyan, and 3 plays and the 44-yard touchdown run by Loudenberg, his second of the ball game. He opened up the scoring with a 10-yard touchdown run. Jacob Giles has already thrown for 3 scores. Back to Galloway, and he is swallowed up this time. And that is Brandon Slama on a nice play for Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, nice tackle there as Galloway tried to kind of retreat and go around him there. Slama able to wrap him up around the hips and bring him to the ground for a minimal gain.
Galloway, junior out of Orange Park, Florida. Joining all these Madison kids on this offense for the Trojans, and that is going to be a run close to a first down.
I tell you what, you look at Loudenberg and Fredrickson, it's like you're looking at the same guy in the opposite uniform.
Brody Fredrickson, sophomore for Madison. On a 3rd and short, that's going to be enough for a first down as Waldner hauls it in.
Just got enough there. Good extra effort there from Waldner to move the chains. It was a little close. The throw from Giles, a little off target. Just kind of an awkward motion there that time. Waldner had to go down and get it. Got just enough help out front from Opdahl to get the first down.
Back to Brody Fredrickson, churning his way across the 30-yard line.
He was about half step from breaking that one himself. Got through that first hole, and the linebackers able to wrap him up, but it looked like he was going to have a little more room than that at first.
6 yards for Fredrickson on that carry.
Here we go, B1. Speed.
Play action. Now that's the first time really that Giles has had to tuck it under and run for it. And some pretty good pursuit there from Dakota Wesleyan. It was Sam Nas, one of the linebackers from Winter, South Dakota.
Giles mobile enough, Tom, that he was able to get a yard out of that. I mean, it turned from a sack and a 3rd and long to a 3rd and very short now for Giles and the Trojans here.
Fredrickson busting ahead for 3 yards and a first down.
He's running the ball well, and we saw Withrow come in and do some things nice on the Dakota Wesleyan side. Now you're seeing that second team running back coming in for Dakota State and doing the same thing. I mean, showing some of the depth that these two programs have at a very key spot.
Fredrickson's got a little bit of size. I mean, he's 185 pounds. Jacob Giles is a big quarterback at 6'2" and about 215. So Fredrickson.
385.
Behind Giles on a 1st and 10. Wesleyan coming from the outside again, and this time they chop down Fredrickson.
Not a great snap that time, a little high and a little off target, and that slowed down the play just enough where Fredrickson got the ball a little later than he should have, and that allowed Dakota Wesleyan to kind of crash down and take that play away.
Yeah, Dylan Rourke was coming in pursuit and got to Fredrickson. Back behind the original line, now it's 2nd and 11. Giles got Galloway, slipped a tackle, knocked down after a gain of about 4. And that was a very nice play by Charlie LaRoche after Galloway got by the first tackler. LaRoche chops him down and keeps it in a 3rd and 6 coming up. And now Dakota State's going to go back 5.
False start, offense, number 22. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Fredrickson, the running back, stumbled forward a touch, so back to 3rd and 11.
That's one thing in this first half. You're not going to be pleased with probably some of the big plays you've given up if you're Dakota State, but the penalties as well. 5 already tonight charged to the Trojans, and this one puts them in a 3rd and very long.
Well, we haven't seen Opdahl on this drive yet.
This would be the time.
He's right down there at the bottom of your screen, number 15.
Pressure coming from Dakota Wesleyan.
Giles
Looking
peeking
for him.
at him.
Oh my!
Opdahl made the catch at the end of the play. It went through the hands of Trey DeCrook, who should have picked it off.
Should have been an easy interception.
But another crazy 3rd down conversion for Dakota State.
Just absolutely unbelievable. The concentration level, the awareness level that you have to have if you're Opdahl in motion. You see that ball. He's going to play center field here. He's going to try and make a tackle. All of a sudden the ball's there to go. I got to go get it. And he does.
Waldner's going to get a couple to about the 30, I'm going to give him the 33-yard line. Pretty good gain. Got 5 yards.
I think Jacob Giles owes him a little bit of a pat on the back after that one. That one should have been picked, and we talked to the coaches, both of them alike, talked about turnover battle and how big of a factor that was going to be in a game that figured to be very back and forth like this one has been. That could have been the first of the night. Breakdown here between Fredrickson and Giles.
Is a broken play, and Giles is going to go down in the arms of Colin Helgett. Well, Dakota State's got a couple of breaks right there on the missed interception. Remember the touchdown run by Dylan Turner that got called back. Dakota Wesleyan did not score on that drive.
Right.
And that is Helgett who just made the tackle. (21-21) with just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half in Madison. At the half, we're going to speak with the fairly new president for the last 2 years here at Dakota State, Dr. Jose Marie Griffiths. And we will talk about the $60 million gift that they got here at Dakota State just a week or so ago, and where that will go. And then Casey Crabtree is the president of the Trojan Athletic Club. And we will talk with those two individuals coming up at halftime, and there are lots of highlights and numbers as well.
It's good to see Helgett back up on his feet, making his way off the field under his own power here. Fairly clean to this point in that regard. We saw one injury, or a couple of injuries for Dakota State. Tortorella, I'm not sure if he's been back out on the field yet, but we did see.
He did walk off, though, yeah.
Bailey Edwards did come back after what looked to be maybe a shoulder singer or something like that. Now Helgett leaves the field under his own power. So haven't seen the cramps and things that you're used to seeing at this point of the season.
Well, it's third down again. And Wesleyan trying to bring a little pressure up the middle, and the Trojans convert again. Mitchell Galloway caught it inside the 25. Made a little circle and came back to about that point, and that's a first down.
You know, Opdahl, say what you want about him and his playmaking ability in big spots, but you can see Giles has every bit as much confidence in Galloway. He's gone to him several times in situations like that. He hasn't tried to stretch the field like he has with Opdahl, but Galloway's finding a way to get open. And again, we talked about it before, that's going to eventually loosen things up more for Opdahl. He's making plays despite the fact they're all over him right now. Imagine what he'll do if he gets single coverage.
And they go back to the big bruising running back now, Hagan Hines. And he pounds ahead inside the 20-yard line. Gain of about 6. Little throwing down here maybe for Giles, and they'll slip it out to Waldner. He's got a block from Opdahl, but Dakota Wesleyan swarming around the 15-yard line. And they took the football away, but it was blown dead. Waldner up off a pile of white shirts. And that was Dylan Rourke, 25, their leading tackler. A timeout here called by Dakota State. And they are going to be in another third down situation. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for them coming back, Jay.
We got to start talking about how pivotal this last 45 seconds is in this first half. Remember, you know, you're in a situation where you've got a tie ball game, 21 apiece. Dakota State, they get in the end zone here. They get the football to start the second half. And so this could be a really big swing if Josh Anderson and the Trojans could find a way to get in the end zone here before the end of the half.
The Trojans have one timeout left. You heard Coach Anderson. We got to get the first down here. And we saw him get a little tricky and go quick on a 4th down in the first quarter. Hines.
There he goes.
First down. He's going to get the quarter. Did he get the pylon? just short of the touchdown, but out of bounds at the 1-yard line, and 1st and goal coming up for Dakota State.
And Hines, first time in a while we've seen him get a little running room. He bounces it outside, makes that first guy miss, and just about gets to the end zone here. And I think maybe his toe was on that white stripe.
I think he's going to get it again. No, it'll be Giles. Giles dropped it, though. Picked it back up and did not get in the end zone.
So now, keep in mind, under 30 seconds here to go in the half. Dakota State does have one more timeout to use. Under 20 seconds.
Back to the shotgun. They actually lost 2 yards.
Using a lot of time here. A lot of time. Under 10 seconds.
Gonna get the snap, but they gotta throw it here. Looking for Galloway.
Oh my!
And he comes down with it on the tip. Touchdown. Giles to Galloway.
What are we talking about? Big plays, right? In big spots. And they were in a situation, they used so much clock there, you're right. They had to throw it because it would have been close as to whether or not they'd have gotten another playoff or even gotten the timeout in time to get another playoff. 1 second remains, huge touchdown because again, Dakota State gets the football back to start the second half.
That is the 4th touchdown pass here in the first half for Jacob Giles. 2nd one to Mitchell Galloway. PAT good, 28-21. Well then, how about this drive? Again, they had a couple of 3rd down conversions. They had what should have been an interception for Dakota Wesleyan, turned into a tip. 3rd down conversion caught by Opdahl. And then you get the touchdown grab on that great concentration catch by Galloway.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like if you're judging who's got more luck on their side right now, it's clearly Dakota State, right? The breaks, the bounces have gone their way to this point, and there's something to be said about that in a game where the teams are so evenly matched.
Well, there's 1 second on the clock, so Dakota State's going to have to come out here and kick it nowhere near a return guy. Trying to punch it into that front line of Dakota Wesleyan and get out of here with a 28-21 lead at halftime. We will check the numbers here on Jacob Giles. 4 touchdowns. What do his numbers look like, Jay?
It's pretty incredible to this point. I mean, 22 of 24, 249 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the first half. You've got Opdahl, 8 catches, 175 yards and a touchdown. Galloway, 6 catches, just 29 yards, but he's got 2 touchdowns. And then Mason Layton, 2 catches, 19 yards and a score. So he's found 3 different receivers to spread out those 4 touchdowns already.
Who gonna make the play? Who wants the ball? Let's go, Big Mike.
All right, Casey Burke, the freshman kicker here for Dakota State. Again, just going to pooch it. Negebauer comes up. He's got his hands on it. And he's got some room to the right side of the field. But it will just be another very good kick return for Negebauer. And Dakota State with a 28-21 lead at halftime.
What a half, right? I mean, everything we thought it would be to this point. We've got 49 combined points, a whole bunch of crazy plays. It's a great football game and a great way to start the 2017 college football season.
When we come back, we will talk with Dr. Griffiths, the president here at Dakota State University.
With football season right around the corner, preseason polls are out, and Augustana University finds themselves towards the front of the pack in the NSIC. I'm Kelly Stewart with your CU Mortgage Direct Midco Minute. Augie football was picked to finish 4th overall and 2nd in the South Division in the 2017 Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference preseason coaches poll. The Vikings earned 172 points and one first-place vote in the overall poll, and 28 points and another first-place vote in the division poll. Augie's fourth-place spot in the overall poll comes behind Minnesota State in the top spot, Minnesota Duluth in second, and Bemidji State in third. As for the South Division, the second-picked Vikings only trail the Mavericks. In addition to the preseason rankings, senior offensive lineman Sam Lee and junior linebacker Kirby Ora were selected as players to watch in the NSIC for 2017. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this has been your Midco Minute.
The food lover's heart, the book lover's heart, the art lover's heart. Happy, healthy hearts. But the heart of someone with pulmonary hypertension is unbearably stressed and can eventually fail. There is no cure. What's more, PH is often misdiagnosed as asthma. The Pulmonary Hypertension Association gives hope to patients and caregivers. We're putting our heart into finding a cure. To learn more, go to phassociation.org.
And we are at halftime at the second annual Egg Bowl at Trojan Field in Madison, South Dakota. What a football game we are witnessing here tonight. We thought it might be, as the rivalry continues between Dakota State and Dakota Wesleyan. Trojans lead by a score of 28-21 here at the half, and we have seen all kinds of offense between a couple of teams that put up over 900 yards of offense combined a year ago, not to mention 64 points. We are well on our way to surpassing at least the score, if not the total yardage in this football game. We've seen some fantastic quarterbacking by Jacob Giles and Dylan Turner, both guys very accomplished at their respective schools, so that's no surprise. Austin Opdahl has delivered. We've seen some great plays by some of the young freshmen, South Dakota guys, that have stepped in and have contributed right away for their football teams. And so we're getting a little bit of everything here tonight. And it is an exciting time for Dakota State football, who's coming off their third straight winning season, looking to start a fourth straight winning season here tonight against Dakota Wesleyan. But that's not the only reason it's an exciting time to be at Dakota State. There are lots of things going on here at the university, and for more on that, we send it down to Tom Neiman, who is the president of Dakota State University, Dr. Jose Marie Griffiths. Tom?
All right, thank you, Dr. Griffiths. Thank you for hosting us here, for one thing. Give us a little bit of your history before you got here to Dakota State. This is you're in your second year as president, but Rhode Island before that, and where before that?
North Carolina, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., Berkeley, California. I've been all over the United States, originally from just outside London, England. You can probably tell from my accent.
Okay, and then what led you to Dakota State? What was the attraction here?
The attraction is my husband wanted to move this way. He grew up in Ames, Iowa, and he wanted to move back, and we saw the ad for the Dakota State presidency, so I said, looks interesting, and what the institution does, the kinds of things that I've done in my career, so it seemed like a really good match, and we came here, and we fell in love with the place, we fell in love with Madison and the people, and here we are. All
right, and your background is in computer science and information technology, and that's a perfect fit for this school.
Absolutely, that's right, yes.
In the last 5 days or so, an incredible gift here to the university from Miles Beacom and his wife Lisa and T. Denny Sanford at First Premier Bank and Bank Card. It's going to total $60 million, I believe, by the time the governor kicks in, and there's going to be some other funds available. $60 million
into Dakota State University. That's really going to change the face of Dakota State. It's going to allow us to really build depth. It's going to allow us to attract and retain talent. It's going to allow us to distinguish ourselves against our competition, and it should increase our visibility nationwide.
Yeah, absolutely, which is already high in the fields of such things as cybersecurity, is it not?
And what a field to be in right now. I mean, you can't read a newspaper, you can't watch a newscast without somebody talking about the urgent need in cybersecurity. Critical issues, we've got to deal with them.
All right, we look forward to what can be done with that in the near future here. And Dakota State, as you said, already in great standing academically across the country. And what are your thoughts on football? Were you a big football fan before you got here?
Well, I was a rugby union fan in the UK, and then my husband taught me the rules of football, and once I could translate, I could enjoy it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it very much. All right, we will be right back here at Madison. Dakota State leads Dakota Wesleyan 28-21 at halftime.
Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. For powerful calls. For breakthrough calls. For professional calls. For tough calls. For unexpected calls. For expert calls. Make the right call. Choose the experts. Choose Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Discover your strength at Dakota Wesleyan University, Mitchell, South Dakota.
The sale you've been waiting for at Montgomery's. During our BOGO event, buy one item and get the second item half off. Plus, buy 1 square foot of flooring, get one half off. Or buy one window fashion and get one half off. There is never a better time to save than during the BOGO event at Montgomery's. Montgomery's, South Dakota family-owned since 1888.
Again, halftime from Trojan Field in Madison, South Dakota. Dakota State leading their rivals from Dakota Wesleyan back on a 28-21. Thousands of people have flocked to the campus of Dakota State University tonight, and a lot of the credit for that goes to the Trojan Athletic Club. And for more on that, we send it back down to the field. Tom Neiman with Casey Crabtree, the president of that Trojan Athletic Club.
All right, Casey Crabtree, let's talk about the Trojan Athletic Club. And you guys are the team behind the teams, is what it says on the website, right? Which means you're raising money. What is the Trojan Athletic Club trying to do right now?
Oh, that's right, Tom. Thanks. First of all, thanks for coming up here and enjoying the night with us. But yeah, we're the team behind the teams. And so we really started out just a few years ago with 2 things in mind. Number one was raising some money to get the regional scholarships raised up and get some of the local kids here. We've had some really good success. We've got a lot of kids off some state championship teams here in South Dakota. Yep. A lot of kids from Sioux Falls, a lot of kids from the regional area. So it's really, really exciting for us. And the second thing was to just kind of increase the fan experience here and the game experience for the kids and the fans. And tonight, I think it shows we've done a good job. I mean, we've got a packed house. Yep. We're well past capacity here.
It is fabulous tonight. And is this true that less than 50% of scholarships are paid for in the 12 athletic programs at Dakota State, and that's where you guys come in, right?
Yes, that's true. We've had a gap between us and some of the others in the conference, and we've been working on closing that gap and had tremendous success, and the community is really behind it. And that's what's so exciting for us is we started this with a group of guys on a napkin, right? And now we've got a whole community behind it. And we look down here at the end zone. We got the end zone packed for extra seating. We got 5 deep around here, and the stands are full on both sides. So it's just exciting to see it all come together.
All right. I know Josh Anderson, the head football coach, loves you guys. You're his best friend right now because he says that's how we win games. That's how we've done things in the last 5 years is an increase in scholarships leads to winning and leads to everything else.
Yes, and he is a good ambassador for us too and comes in here. And of course we like Coach too. He's a local guy and he's done a good job. I mean, we've got local kids, we've got a lot of talent. The program from where it was 5 years ago to where it is tonight, totally different deal. And so it's exciting just to be a little bit of a part of that and root these guys on.
All right, and you are a Northern State guy.
Yeah.
Northern State grad, but it's been kind of easy to fall in love with the program here.
Yeah, well, it has. Of course, that's where I played, and I enjoyed my time there. Still love the Wolves, but Madison's home for me, and this will be where they put me on the ground. And so it's fun to get behind this team, get behind these coaches and these kids. And we got some great programs with some great kids doing some fantastic things academically. So it's an easy thing to get excited about.
All right, and if you want to contribute to the scholarship fund, you can say, I want this to go to football, I want this to go to something else. You can just put it in the general fund, right?
Yep, and that's what we wanted to do is make it easy for the folks that wanted to follow it. And you could choose a sport that you like. So if you're a football fan or you're a cross country fan, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can choose the sport you want, or you can just put it in the general area. But that doesn't go to running the programs. That goes to the scholarships. So that's the best part is that money's going to the kids, and we're recruiting regional athletes that are making a difference on the field for us.
Fun to see all these Madison kids here tonight, and on the field and in the stands. So Good luck going forward. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. We'll see you.
Casey Crabtree and the Trojan Athletic Club. Our thanks to them tonight and everybody here at Dakota State. We're at the half, and the Trojans lead Dakota Wesleyan 28-21. We'll be back with some of the highlights.
At Avera, we believe good health starts early, and that good health care can inspire a life of wellness. At Avera, we believe in push-ups and pumping iron. We believe less is more. And live for apple slices instead of apple pie. At Avera, we live for staying healthy and enjoying the little things. We're invested in healthy living so you can live longer.
From a Dakota Territory Teachers College to a technology-driven university, Dakota State University has a clear mission: provide learning that integrates technology and innovation to develop graduates ready to contribute to local, national, and global prosperity, to make our country, our world, a better, safer place. It's a new era at DSU, and we are rising.
Okay, summer's going fast, and as kids, it's our job to squeeze fun out of everything we do. Like back-to-school shopping at Shields, where you can find cute tops, jeans, dresses, and fun shoes for sports, boots, plenty of team gear, or something a little more dressy. And look, still more fun. So hey, keep having fun, and grab some cool stuff for school while you're at it.
Halftime continues at the second annual Egg Bowl. Dakota State leading Dakota Wesleyan by a count of 28-21. Every bit the back and forth affair that we expected we might see between these two great NAIA programs. And it was a half filled with highlights, and let's take a look at some of those now. And it got off to a very quick start in this ball game. First possession of the game, Luke Loudenberg up the middle. The Howard, South Dakota native takes it in from 10 yards out, and it's 7-0 Tigers. Right back come the Trojans. Jacob Giles to Mitchell Galloway right in the corner, and it's 7 apiece. Second quarter now. Mason Late, his first collegiate catch, goes for a touchdown. 14-7 DSU. Dylan Turner, the Tigers, answer. Turner up the middle, he had 114 yards, 2 total touchdowns, 1 throwing, 1 rushing in that first half. Giles over the top to Opdahl. What a huge first half he had, and that puts Dakota State back on top. But Loudenberg comes right back, 44 yards for his second rushing touchdown of the half, and it is 21 apiece here at Trojan Field. But right before the half, Dakota State would strike one more time. Look at the catch for Galloway, his second touchdown of the half, makes it 28-21, and look at these numbers. 358 total yards for DSU, 255 for Dakota Wesleyan. Not a lot of rushing yards, but both teams over 100 yards to this point. But how about Jacob Giles so far tonight, folks? 249 yards passing, 22 of 24. He's got 4 touchdowns to 3 different guys. 1 turnover on each side thus far, so that's null and void. But the time of possession, 19:56 for Dakota State. They had a touchdown drive of 99 yards, then a touchdown drive of 97 yards on their way to that 28 first half total. Dakota Wesleyan, though, very explosive in their own right. And they're by no means out of this football game, as we've seen both teams hit the big play. Both teams have young guys step up and hit the big play. And I want to just look at some of those numbers. Luke Loudenberg tonight, 8 carries, 122 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For Hagen Hines, 12 carries, 74 yards for Dakota State. Turner, 8 of 10 for 114 yards. We said the 2 touchdowns total, 1 passing and 1 receiving. But Austin Opdahl had 10 catches, 177 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the game against Dakota Wesleyan. Last year, he had almost that much in the first half here tonight. Again, 8 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Jacob Giles' favorite target. But he's found a couple of other good guys to throw it to as well. We saw Mitchell Galloway, 2 touchdowns for him, 6 catches, 29 yards. Mason Layton, 2 catches in his first career game on the field he played his high school football on, now playing in the blue and yellow of Dakota State. He's got 2 catches for 19 yards as Dakota State's trying to beat Dakota Wesleyan for the 2nd consecutive year and the first time here at Trojan Field since 1999. A big game for them against the 17th ranked Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. Ross Simple and his crew not going anywhere. You can count on that. We'll be back with the start of your second half right after this. 28-21, Dakota State on top of Dakota Wesleyan.
Get ready. Something new is coming to Midco Sports Network. You already know about the exciting live sports coverage and award-winning storytelling. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Introducing Midco Sports Tonight, a daily sports show airing weeknights at 6 Central. Get all of the latest scores, highlights, and analysis covering our region's college and prep sports scene. Midco Sports Tonight premieres Monday, August 28th at 6 Central.
Get your team ready for the 2nd annual NeighborWorks fundraiser golf tournament, September 16th at Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club. It's a 4-man scramble with payouts for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. Only $400 per team. Then stick around and join us for the NeighborWorks 25th anniversary celebration dinner, catered by Steerfish Steak and Smoke after golf. Visit neighborworksdhr.org to register your team today or call 578-1401. Sponsored by First Interstate Bank, Bolton Concrete, and Dream Design.
From a Dakota Territory Teachers College to a technology-driven university, Dakota State University has a clear mission. Provide learning that integrates technology and innovation to develop graduates ready to contribute to local, national, and global prosperity. To make our country, our world, a better, safer place. It's a new era at DSU, and we are rising.
Ready. Something new is coming to Midco Sports Network. You already know about the exciting live sports coverage and award-winning storytelling. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Introducing Midco Sports Tonight, a daily sports show airing weeknights at 6 Central. Get all of the latest scores, highlights, and analysis covering our region's college and prep sports scene. Midco Sports Tonight premieres Monday, August 28th at 6 Central.
Coming up on the next Midco Sports Magazine, South Dakota State's Dallas Goddard is making a name for himself on the football field. But they first found him in a whole different arena. Ride along in a 100-mile endurance bike race through the rugged, remote Badlands of North Dakota. And meet Mark Lindquist, a Fargo man bringing fans to their feet in stadiums across the country. All-American on the next all-new Midco Sports Magazine. Welcome back to Madison and the college football opener for 2017. Here, a huge NAIA battle between Dakota Wesleyan and Dakota State. Spencer Negebauer there, true freshman for the Tigers, doing some good things in that first half. And that kid actually was close to perfect, Jay. What, 22 of 24 in the first half for Jacob Johnson?
It's just silly. And one of those, I think, was a drop. But he has just been on time. We talked about it just on the way up here tonight, about how close he was to perfect a year ago in this game. He had 3 touchdown passes. I think it was 277 yards tossing. And, I mean, well on his way to surpassing that, obviously. He might hit 500 at this rate. Who knows? But same could be said about Opdahl as well.
And Luke Loudenberg's already got 2 touchdown runs for Dakota Wesleyan. Opened it up with a 10-yard touchdown run in that first quarter and then ripped one off from 44 yards midway through the second. So Loudenberg really stepping into that offense this year as a sophomore for Dakota Wesleyan. Again, these two teams, these two programs used to be in the same conference back in the day when the South Dakota Intercollegiate Conference, the SDIC, broke up in 2000. Dakota Wesleyan joined the GPAC, the Great Plains, at that time, and they've been there since. Dakota State joined the DAC for a couple of years. Well, it was actually 10 or 11, but left when the DAC folded. Dakota State was independent for a couple of years and then joined the North Star Athletic Association in 2013, and they've been there since. Dickinson State, Mayville State, Jamestown, Presentation, Valley City State in the North Star Athletic Association along with Dakota State. So the Trojans will get it first here in the second half. Mason Layton is going to get another opportunity just outside the 10-yard line.
Great coverage.
Tigers coming for him this time. That is Cody Reichelt. Number 40 for Dakota Wesleyan is Cody Reichelt, true freshman from Mitchell High School. And he is, I think he's made, if not every special teams tackle for them, he's been in on it.
Yeah, one of those guys that helped contribute to that 11 AA championship for the Mitchell Colonels last year, and then staying home. You know, you see that at Dakota State with the Madison kids. You see that a lot of times in Mitchell with Dakota Wesleyan. You know, like just feeling comfortable at home and going and making some plays for the hometown team.
Hagen Hines first carry of the ball game, or excuse me, the second half here for Dakota State. Outside for about 6 yards. Manny Christopher out of Sioux Falls on the tackle for Dakota Wesleyan.
Sioux Falls Roosevelt product.
Wesleyan loading it up a little bit on the defensive front here on second and short. Giles checking with the sideline. Josh Anderson says Jacob Giles could be an offensive coordinator anywhere he wanted to some days. That's smart. Knows when to change plays, knows why he's doing it. First down run for Hines.
You've got a quarterback that's that cerebral, Tom. That's an awfully nice thing to have, isn't it? I mean, you know, every coach prays to get a guy like that lives in the film room, that understands the game, that is able to read defenses the way he clearly can. Opdahl with a rare miscue there as he can't hang on to the pass from Giles.
Yeah, Trevor London, the Dakota Wesleyan linebacker, came up, kind of waved in front of Opdahl there, broke that thing up. Second and 10. Swing it out to Waldner. Got a little bit of a block from Galloway, but here comes Wesleyan again, and that's Trey to Crook.
Might get a hit on the quarterback here after the fact. Giles got up off the turf after he threw the football.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 25. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That is a really good linebacker. Dylan Rourke gets called for the penalty, and it would have been a loss of about 3 on the play, but instead,
and a third down. Would have been a third and long as well. So costly mistake there for Dakota Wesleyan. In the first half, it was the Trojans that were, and there you see it behind the play. Rourke, number 25, making contact with the quarterback. They don't let much of that slide anymore. You're not going to get the benefit of the doubt on any of that.
Can't do that in front of the guy with the white hat, for sure.
But Dakota State had 5 penalties the first half, just 2 for Dakota Wesleyan, but a costly one here.
All the way out to the 43, sets him up. Giles going to his right. Tough throw for him. And again, Wesleyan getting some pressure on.
Now, how about that, too? I mean, we saw through the first 30 minutes of this game, he threw 2 incompletions. He's got 2 on this drive alone.
Tigers coming 4-man rush again. Quick hitter to Galloway, and this one is incomplete.
He's a little out of rhythm right now. I mean, he just doesn't look as comfortable as he did in that first half, and that's where you almost hate to see a quarterback have to go take a break. When he's as dialed in as Jacob Giles was in that first half, you don't want to have him to go off the field and sit for 15, 20 minutes. And so far, it's kind of shown here as he's trying to get back into that zone that he was in through the first couple of quarters. Pressure here on third down.
Galloway's got some room, but overthrown by Giles. And as you said, the Tigers again got into the face of Jacob Giles a little bit.
What do you think they talked about at halftime?
Getting to Giles?
Yeah. Maybe don't let him just set up and do whatever he wants, guys. And they did it well here in this first possession. It's the first punt of the night coming up here for Dakota State. They'd scored every time they'd had the football.
Well, he was 22 of 24 in the first half and was, what, 1 of maybe 5 on that drive? So Wesleyan got the pressure, and this will be...
Well, in fact, officially, he was 0 for 4 on that drive.
Caden Height is the freshman punter for Dakota State, and he boomed that thing through the end zone.
I think coach will take the touch back there. That's a nice kick from the freshman, his first in a collegiate football game. Young man out of Pierre, South Dakota. But now the first chance here for Dylan Turner and Dakota West. That was a big defensive series for them because remember, we talked about it going into the break. Dakota State getting that touchdown with 1 second remaining in the half. They're coming out and getting the football first to start the second half. Had they put up another touchdown, all of a sudden you're talking about a 2-score deficit, and that changes things if you're Dakota Wesleyan. So a great job defensively by the Tigers that time.
Dylan Turner wants a bunch here. He's got Jace Paul.
Mistake on the point after, and it's a 1-point game.
At HSN, this season we're falling for simple chic layers by Juliana Rancic and Wendy Williams. Football fan shop gear that leaves us ready to roar. Comfort food with Curtis Stone and Wolfgang Puck. The latest deals from HP and Samsung. And don't forget, Too Faced and Lancome's favorite fall colors. This season, when you fall for fun, it's fun for all. Shop our fall collections now at hsn.com.
Hello, class. Are you paying attention? If you miss just 2 school days in September, you're more likely to miss 2 school days each month of the year. That's what we call excessive. 2 days of every month equals 18 school days. Almost a whole month of school. And it also means by the time you're in high school, you'll be a whole year behind your classmates. Every student, every day, attendance matters.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands? My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
The Ag Bowl on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Wesleyan University.
Well, the Tigers get the touchdown. Dylan Turner to Jace Pulse, 80 yards, but they missed the extra point. So we are off kilter for the first time in the ball game. It was back and forth, 7-7, 7-7, and Dylan Turner with his first passing touchdown of the game. He's got that one on the ground, and here we go with Mason Layton on the return for Dakota State. Again, the Tigers get down quick, get down on him.
What are you seeing right now? You're seeing some extra energy, some extra confidence starting to brew over on that DWU sideline, Tom. You get a nice play on the kickoff return to start the half. You get a big defensive series Then you get the quick strike 80-yard touchdown to Pulse, and now you get another nice stopping kick coverage. So right now, everything that was going Dakota State's way toward the end of that first half, that momentum has started to fully change hands over to the Tigers. So this is a big spot now for Giles. Had a rough first series out of the halftime break. Can the Trojans respond? They've done it all night long.
Got it to Waldner for a short game.
And one thing that we saw a lot of early from Dakota State, you saw Hines really pounding the ball up the middle. And since then, we've seen a lot more of this dink and dunk kind of passing game with some occasional hits over the top. That's allowed those guys to kind of loosen up that defense. You know what I mean? And Dakota State just hasn't gotten that momentum that it had early in the game that was started by the running game. And I think it's important for them to just get Hines going again. We saw him try it here. Third down, though, it's a passing situation once again. Big play for both sides.
Tigers bringing 4 again. They got Giles a little jitterish there, and another incompletion.
I think we're going to pass interference here.
Mason Layton, the intended receiver. Austin Quinn in coverage for Dakota Wesleyan. So the Trojans again catch a break out to the 38-yard line. Dakota State has mixed up the defense a little bit. They're bringing in some fresh personnel. 93 right there in the middle. Big man Kobe Lawrence has come in here in the second half. Another flag. This is a free play for Dakota State, but they can't do much.
Jumped into the neutral zone there. Got a little eager on that blitz, and ended up coming across the line just a little bit too early. So, point I was about to make, Tom, is that was the second time already in this half, though, that we've seen Dakota Wesleyan commit a penalty on third down.
5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
They were able to recover from that the first time. Can they do it again? Well, they just gave him 5 more yards here. So the penalty situation, did a pretty good job with that in the first half, but it's been pretty rough to start the third quarter.
End of the play here. Dylan Rourke again, right? In the jersey with Jacob Giles. Rourke as an outside linebackers. Been chasing Giles here early in the second half. 1st and 5. Listman makes a grab. He's got a first down right at midfield.
And it takes it just right to the 50-yard line. But another first down, and part of that, again, is because of the penalty to Dakota Wesleyan. Gave a 1st and 5 situation. Now they get a fresh set of downs right at midfield, and most of this has come courtesy of the Tigers and their mistakes on the mental side of things. Got single coverage up top there. Sort of Hines up the middle, not much there. Good job, and again, we talked about Dakota State wanting to establish that inside running game. They did a great job of that early. That big offensive line was creating a lot of movement and creating some big holes for Hines to run through. Dakota Wesleyan's done a much better job with that, which is why Dakota State tried to get away from it a little bit more. They're trying to reestablish that here in the early part of the second half.
Right at the first down marker, catch made by Mason Layton, and it'll be about a yard short, and it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Trojans.
Third catch of the night for the freshman from Madison, but a very manageable situation again. 3rd and just over a yard maybe.
But Giles with time is just going to kill you.
Yeah, you got to get to him, and that's what the Tigers have done a good job of.
Layton, that pass was behind the line of scrimmage. He makes a juke. Gets to the 40 in the first down. He only got a yard, but he got the first down.
That's all Mason Layton there, though, Tom. I mean, that play had no business getting the first down. It looked dead to rights when he caught the football. You had a lot of hats flying to the football, and Layton just uses his elusiveness. Picks up a little bit of a block there, but from Listman, but he was really honestly already beyond that. You got 3 Tigers there ready to make the tackle, and he still finds a way to move the sticks.
That looks like a play later on if they throw that behind and then Layton throws it downfield. Let's keep that in mind. All right, Giles on the run this
How about
time.
that strike right there to Listman? I mean, completely not set with his feet. Both feet may have even been off the ground when he let that football go, and he throws it right between the numbers. I think Giles is starting to get back into that zone we saw him in for much of the first half tonight. For the entirety of the first half tonight, to be honest.
Well done by Listman. 2nd and 4. You got Layton and Opdahl to the right of Giles here.
And there's a nice hole for Hines. That's great vision there.
There's a fumble, and it got to the sideline, or did it?
Did it get out of bounds? That's the question.
Neither official came running in to make any indication. And Dakota Wesleyan definitely got on it, but were they in bounds?
It looks like the ball is going to stay with Dakota State. And they may have been talking about...
Yeah, he fumbles forward.
Because you can't fumble it forward.
Wow, that thing went a long ways.
And there it looked like the best shot at it.
Yeah, by the time
was Trevor London.
All right, another.
Every one of them, every one of those kinds of things have gone Dakota State's way tonight. And you just have to wonder, is it a matter of time before that luck changes hands?
Just kind of dinking and dunking it down the field here. Both teams are a little out of sync.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And it brings up 1st and 15 from the 27 line. And that is Charlie LaRose.
Giles to Opdahl and a little out.
Nice catch. Again, that ball a little bit underthrown. Opdahl able to adjust on the move, come back, get the football, turn it upfield, and get up enough for the first down and then some. I mean, the control that this kid has is really something special. I mean, you see why he's as accomplished as he is. I mean, not only is he fast, and he has the good hands, but I think the awareness is something that you just cannot overlook with this kid. He's split down to the near side now, and that's Layton in motion.
Tried a little trap coming back to Hines, and Dakota Wesleyan plays it well. London again on the tackle. So it'll be 2nd and goal.
Different kind of drive, too, that we've seen from Dakota State tonight. We haven't seen the big play, and you know, they had the 16-play, 99-yard drive early, but this one just feels like it has a bit different pace to it.
Hines trying to cut it back, nowhere to go.
And a good job by the Tigers again, collapsing on that backside, not allowing him to cut it back and into an open field. Guys doing well, staying disciplined, staying in their spots, and making the play when it presented itself.
Dylan Rourke, Trevor Krugman on the tackle that time, so it's 3rd and goal. Just inside the 5-yard line.
I mean, if you're Dakota State, you really want to get into the end zone here, especially after DWU spotted you at extra point with that extra point after their last score. Big Trojans here.
Lob to Opdahl.
Oh, double move.
Easy.
Had no idea. And now the Trojans And that's experience. And it's a decision based on what's in front of him to make that second, recognizing that no help over the top, or if it's just designed that way. Either way.
Well, that is 5 touchdowns. Tomorrow night and every Friday night during the high 10:30 on Midco Sports Network. Tony Norstedt joins us this in Fargo.
And a lot of people come back from a fun bunch of weeks throughout the high school football season, that is.
Well, we've got a live high school game as well tomorrow night in North Dakota in Minot. And that'll be followed by Varsity Sports Live. Here tonight, it has been entertaining. It was 28-21 at halftime. Dakota State had the lead. Josh Anderson.
He's got to water up. You got to water up too, don't you? You get a little tired up here? We got it. I mean, it's early for us too.
Get back into shape.
Yeah.
So here's it goes 13 plays, and there were some penalties in there on the drive for Dakota State.
And again, a couple on, one on third down that gave Dakota State a first down, another one that gave them a 1st and 5 situation. And Dakota State has not let those opportunities go very often tonight. They've capitalized on most of them.
Negebauer just lets that one go through.
I'll tell you what, Josh Anderson, I know, was a little concerned about the kicking game coming in just because he had a bunch of youngsters serving those roles. We've only seen one punt. That was pretty nice. The kickoff team has done a pretty nice job. They haven't missed a point after yet, so far, maybe coach needs to be a little bit more comfortable, maybe. I don't know. And you never know. Things could change in a hurry. You know how things go in special teams.
He's uptight about a lot of things, so. But yes, Casey Burke just blew that through the end zone, didn't allow any kind of return. Giles getting a little work.
One of those cramping situations that we talked about earlier that we haven't actually seen a lot of. You see a lot of it early in the season. Those warm temperatures. It's not particularly warm here tonight. Giles getting some attention there on the sideline. Boy, they're trying to go over the top again. Must have seen something because that's the second consecutive play offensively for Dakota Wesleyan that they've tried to hit it down that Dakota State sideline.
And that's Negebauer again. They are certainly looking for the true freshman from Mitchell.
Boy, it's not a confidence in his ability to make plays. It's just trying to figure out exactly what role he's going to fill on this team here as a true freshman. He's going to be involved. There's no doubt about that.
Loudenberg trying to get things going, but he gets wrapped up there by John Trout for the Trojans. And I believe that was Gage Marshall on the carry that time. Third back we've seen tonight, along with Withrow and Loudenberg. So Gage Marshall is the running back behind Turner. Third down.
He missed him. Had him. Intended target, Lewis Hofer. And we haven't seen either quarterback just flat out miss a whole lot tonight. And that was a miss.
Or a 3 and out.
Yeah. This is the first time for that, yeah. But a big defensive series for Dakota State now, following up their touchdown and a chance for Jacob Giles and the offense to come out and stretch that lead to 2 scores again.
Yeah, that was a perfect throw by Turner. Waldner.
Not a good kick this time. Dakota State's got to be aware of the football here. Sam Nas shanks it in a good spot for Dakota State. Coming up when we come back, Trojans lead it 35-27 in Madison.
From a Dakota Territory Teachers College to a technology-driven university, Dakota State University has a clear mission: provide learning that integrates technology and innovation to develop graduates ready to contribute to local, national, and global prosperity. to make our country, our world, a better, safer place. It's a new era at DSU, and we are rising.
The sale you've been waiting for at Montgomery's. During our BOGO event, buy one item and get the second item half off. Plus, buy 1 square foot of flooring, get one half off. Or buy one window fashion and get one half off. There is never a better time to save than during the BOGO event at Montgomery's. Montgomery's, South Dakota family owned since 1888.
I had no idea I was going to get hit by a truck.
Responding to the scene the entire time, I was expecting it to be a fatality. We know that seatbelts save lives, and in motorcycle crashes, we know motorcycle helmets save lives, and after this crash, there's no doubt in my mind, if there ever was any, that bicycle helmets save lives too.
This actually happened to me, so you should probably wear your helmet, because it's the smart thing to do.
The Ag Bowl on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota State University.
Welcome back to Madison. 6 minutes to play here, third quarter. And after the short punt, Dakota State will start at the 45-yard line of Dakota Wesleyan.
You want to talk about huge drives. This is one right here. I know we've seen a lot of points, a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of football to be played, but you got a chance to go up by 2 scores. Got to make the most of it if you're Dakota State. And if you're Dakota Wesleyan, you got to do whatever it takes to keep them off the scoreboard here, certainly out of the end zone.
Just a gain of a yard on that catch by Galloway. Dylan Rourke over to finish off the tackle. Rourke's been all over the field here from that linebacker spot for Dakota Wesleyan. The defenses have started to come on a little bit here, Jay, in the second half.
Yeah, there's been much better play on that side of the football on both sides so far. And Fredrickson shakes it loose. Gets right to that first down marker and just beyond it, so it'll be a first down inside the 35-yard line for Dakota State. But we've seen each defense step up and have one really nice series in a spot that was important to their team. Dakota State just did it after they stretched the lead to 8. Now that gives their offense a chance to make this a 2-score game.
Look at that block there by big Elijah Colbert, 65 for Wesleyan to get that first down for Fredrickson.
Unreal.
Giles with a bullet right down the middle of the field and a touchdown to Austin Opdahl. Third time tonight.
I mean, you cannot give Jacob Giles that kind of time. And we talked about how Dakota Wesleyan had brought a little pressure, gotten in his face, made him uncomfortable. We saw that early even in this third quarter. Not this time. That big offensive line did a fantastic job. And when you give him that, I mean, he's gonna pick you apart. And when he's got a receiver like Opdahl out there to work with, that's a pretty dangerous combination.
PAT by Ratcliffe, good, and that is 3 touchdown grabs tonight for Opdahl. Continues to set that career pace here at Dakota State. He's got 31 in his career. 6 touchdown throws tonight for Jacob Giles.
I mean, this is the first game of the season, Tom. It's not supposed to look this easy.
All right, biggest lead of the night for either squad.
Biggest lead of the last 2 years for either squad.
Yes. A minute and 3 seconds to score after that short punt by Wesleyan, 45 yards. And Jacob Giles just kind of floating to his right, throwing back across his body, and a guns it to Opdahl from 34 yards.
So Opdahl has touchdown catches of 38, 4, and 34. And for the night, 11 grabs, 233 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Negebauer has got a chance from just outside his own goal line.
I think it's safe to say, remember we talked about how that momentum was changing hands a little bit at the start of the third quarter. You saw DWU starting to put some things together. DSU just went out and grabbed it back, and the Trojans are in firm control now. DWU's got to be careful. They've got to get something started offensively on this possession. The game's far from over, yes, but you don't want to let that energy continue to filter through to the DSU sideline as it has over the last several minutes.
Turner. Turn in the corner. Big run on first down. Brought down by Derek DeVries. On first down, and catch again by Jace Pulse. Had that 80-yard touchdown catch here in the third quarter. They have not been able to get it to Hayden Adams much at all tonight.
In fact, to this point, I think he had 1 catch, I think, in the first half. It's the only one I remember.
Plants him.
There's some hitting going on down there right now, Tom. We've seen a couple here by Dakota State. One on the kickoff, and now that one from Edwards, where he just put the shoulder right in the chest of Turner and threw him to the ground.
Ryan Dozer, 45, gets in here first, but Edwards with the finish. 3rd and long for the Tigers. There's Hayden.
Adams.
And that's a first down to about the 27-yard line. Hayden Adams with the grab.
Kai Davis on the tackle for Dakota State. But as big of a night as it's been for Opdahl, it's been kind of a quiet one for Adams. So good to see him get a catch. Maybe that's what will get him going. His team needs him now as we approach the 2.5-minute mark of this third quarter.
Hayden Adams is top 6 all time at Wesleyan in catches and yards.
Another big hit there.
Gage Marshall dumped down that time by Hunter Smith.
Senior safety out of Sioux Falls. One-on-one coverage to the high side there with Pulse.
Looking for Adams. And that was a perfect throw, and what a catch. The corner was right there with Adams, but a beautiful throw by Turner for a first down.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage to the high side with Pulse. It looks like Turner wants to get Adams going, though. He didn't look anywhere else. He was going for 80 that time. And a beautiful throw, great catch right on the sideline, got the foot in, and they're in business here inside the 10.
Wanted to try and get it to Adams, and he got forced out by Cleveland. And that play was pretty much out of bounds to begin with. There is a flag on the other side of the field, nowhere near the play.
Ineligible receiver, downfield, number 88 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Tight end Tyler Fortuna.
Yep, I got it.
So still 1st and goal, but it's back at about the 12-yard line. Turner with Marshall behind him. Looking again for Adams, and that one just sails.
Yeah, well, miscommunication there. I think he thought Adams was going to break it back to the corner, and he went toward the post instead. Turner threw that on a timing route, and Adams just went the wrong direction. I think it was that simple.
Second and goal. Adams again out here against Michael Cleveland. Going to give it to Gage Marshall.
Great stop.
And that is Cleveland, who came off of Hayden Adams and made the tackle.
I mean, they had it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Now they're faced with 3rd down from the 10. 3rd and goal from the 10 here. So a big play coming up here for Dakota Wesleyan. They need to get into the end zone, I think, as we approach just a minute left now in this 3rd quarter.
Now, field goal doesn't do them much good here, really. I mean, we got a quarter to play,
but DSU has shown the ability to eat clock a couple of different times with some of the drives they've been able to put together tonight.
Trojans got
wide
a little bit of
open.
pressure, but Dylan Turner calmly delivers it. And a touchdown grab there made by Parker Evans, a redshirt freshman from Chamberlain, South Dakota. Turner just played that beautifully, let the pocket collapse a bit, and then Parker Evans with the touchdown
Ryan
grab.
Dozer, the linebacker, in coverage there. Looked like they just lost sight of him as he came across the field. And Evans got in there for the touchdown. A big, big play for Dakota Wesleyan. They need the extra point, though. Make it a 1-score game again. And he missed again. Wide left this time. Dienst has missed twice on point after attempts.
Great drive by the Tigers. Turner with his 2nd touchdown pass of the half here, 2nd of the game. And starting to rain a little bit here at Trojan Field as we come to the close of the 3rd quarter, but that awkward 9-point lead now, awkward if you're Wesleyan, fine if you're Dakota State.
Yeah, they're fine with it. But a little ironic that, you know, the concern, again, we've talked about it several times, that Dakota State had coming in to the season with its kicking game with a bunch of young guys. You got Dienst in here, who's a senior, missing a couple of extra points. And right now it's significant because it should be a 1-score game, and it's not.
Pretty steady rain here coming into the face of the Wesleyan Tigers. For the moment here, 48 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. At Waldner and Layton, Mason Layton on a short kicker, Waldner from outside the 20.
Uh-oh.
And the kicker's gonna have to make a play here. And does enough to get Waldner out of bounds, but not until he crosses midfield.
They tried to kick it high and short, hoping that the coverage team would be able to get downfield. And sometimes, you know, more often than not, that works out for the kicking team. But in this situation, it got just deep enough for Waldner to get underneath and make the catch. And when he cut that back, there was a lot of room to run. So a good job by the kicker just to get him out of bounds, even if he didn't make the tackle, because there was nothing else left behind him.
Well, that was Seth Paulson in on the kickoff that time, a freshman from Mitchell, who made the play. Giles has got Galloway, and Galloway kind of stopped running a little bit.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, that pass was there. If he just runs, that ball falls right over his shoulder, but he turned and looked a little too early, and that's all it took. It slowed him up just enough for the ball to sail past him. That should have been a touchdown. Keep your eyes on it now. 14 coming into your frame. He's looking back already, and that's all it took for the ball to get by him.
Hagen Hines takes a shot, takes another one.
Oh, wow.
Across the 40, that's a 10-yard gain on a tough run by Hagen Hines.
This is the way he looked in the 1st quarter, remember, when he really kind of got things going. And so that's the last thing you want to see if you're Dakota Wesleyan, because if he gets it rolling, they're going to start eating clock in a hurry. And honestly, you know, if I'm Josh Anderson, I'm thinking about, hey, let's maybe let this thing run out. Let's not call another play here, and let's get to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they like to do, though. They want to just go fast, and then wear you down, but I get
you don't want to disrupt the rhythm of the offense. I get that, but you're coming. The end of the quarter is coming regardless. So let's just go, take a breather, get everybody rested up, and then let's head to the fourth quarter and finish this thing off.
There you go, through 3, Dakota State 42, Dakota Wesleyan 33.
At Avera, we believe good health starts early and that good health care can inspire a life of wellness. At Avera, we believe in push-ups and pumping iron. We believe less is more. And live for apple slices instead of apple pie. At Avera, we live for staying healthy and enjoying the little things. We're invested in healthy living so you can live longer.
The sale you've been waiting for at Montgomery's. During our BOGO event, buy one item and get the second item half off. Plus, buy 1 square foot of flooring, get one half off. Or buy one window fashion and get one half off. There is never a better time to save than during the BOGO event at Montgomery's. Montgomery's, South Dakota family owned since 1888.
Get ready. Something new is coming to Midco Sports Network. You already know about the exciting live sports coverage and award-winning storytelling. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Introducing Midco Sports Tonight, a daily sports show airing weeknights at 6 Central. Get all of the latest scores, highlights, and analysis covering our region's college and prep sports scene. Midco Sports Tonight premieres Monday, August 28th at 6 Central.
Good night thus far for the Trojans. They start the fourth quarter here with the football, leading 42-33. It's 2nd and 10 on the 38-yard line of Dakota Wesleyan. Hagan Hines waits, slips through a block on that left side, and he's ahead for a gain of about 7.
I would venture to guess that we're going to see a little bit more number 5 here as we go forward. And I mean, he's earning the carries right now. I mean, if he's going to move the football, pick up big chunks of yards, get you first downs, absolutely run that clock as much as you can.
Well, the Trojans have not been able to find Opdahl lately, but they're going for him here, and he cuts back in to make another catch. And he's down at the 2-yard line.
I mean, Schriever just made that same mistake that he made earlier. He's not turning to find the football. He's playing the receiver, which in some cases you have to do, but by the time he turns his head there, Opdahl's already made the adjustment, and he's lost sight of his guy.
That is a scary deal for a cornerback, trying to cover a guy that's just hot like that and that good. So we got 1st and goal. Trojans really looking to bust this thing open. And they're going to try to go back to Opdahl. He's got it again. 4th touchdown catch of the night for Opdahl. And that is 7 touchdown throws for Jacob Giles.
I mean, what a night. I mean, what else do you say at this point? I mean, the night he's having is, I mean, it feels like it should be once in a lifetime for any quarterback. I mean, it's that special. And the connection between the two of these guys, and who's going to want to play them in the North Star Athletic Association, or anybody else for that matter. They got another GPAC school on the schedule. Other teams are watching this thinking like, what have we done? What have we gotten ourselves into here?
Well, Bryn Ratcliffe, the young kicker from Canton, has done his job tonight. He's been perfect. 49-33. Dakota State in the lead early in the 4th quarter.
And again, that was on 3rd down. I mean, they've been effective, so effective on 3rd down tonight.
Well, Jacob,
11 of 13.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's an incredible game.
Jacob Giles last year against St. Ambrose had a 7 touchdown game. He's got 7 here tonight. Giles set a Dakota State record last year with 28 touchdowns in one season. And he's got 7 of them here already in the opener. And Austin Opdahl, meanwhile, already the career leader in touchdown grabs. He's got 4 more here. Well, Dakota Wesleyan scored right at the beginning of the 3rd quarter here. Missed that extra point, but it was a 28-27 Dakota State lead.
Hey, he got that camera.
And the Trojans have taken control since then. There was Austin Opdahl, and look at his numbers tonight.
Hey, what a night for Opdahl. I mean, Tom, in the last 2 years against Dakota Wesleyan alone, he's had 23 catches for over 400 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Show me something, Derek.
All right, Wesleyan really in a pinch now, and Negebauer. Another good return out across the 30-yard line.
It was a good return. I mean, they have good field position here, but it was a short kick. The kickoff team did its job. They got downfield, and they made the stop. They didn't let him get into open space, and they've done a great job of that all night. They really haven't been able to break one open like we thought they might be able to do, and they're so effective at that, to be honest.
And they're kicking it to him and not Luke Loudenberg.
Right, exactly, which is pick your poison either way.
Turner going to pick up a big chunk of yardage here on first down. He's out across the 45. He got the 47, 48-yard line. Got out of bounds.
That's what you got to do if you're Dakota Wesleyan. You got to put yourself in a position now where you have a chance later. And to do that, yeah, you got to get yards, you got to get points, but moving it down the field, you got to be smart in terms of the clock. You got to save what you can.
Jace Pulse inside the 50 and then turned away. Daedric Kibbe out of Texas in on the tackle that time, along with Danny Jordan. Got about 4 yards. Here is Loudenberg.
Uh-oh.
Can he get the sideline as Kibbe came over, knocked him out just inside the 25-yard line. Loudenberg.
He's had a great night. I mean, and it's overshadowed by what Giles and Opdahl have done, but Loudenberg, that's only his 9th carry of the night. He's up around 140 yards.
Loudenberg for a couple. This time they'll cut down by Hunter Smith.
Yeah, officially 10 carries now and 147 yards for Loudenberg. And a couple of touchdowns.
Tigers with that trio of receivers to the right. Hayden Adams slips the tackle. Michael Cleveland brings him down. Gain of about 8. Well, you're in a 2-touchdown, two-point conversion hole right now, so plenty of time. Just do what you can do here for Wesleyan. Get in the end zone. Loudenberg on the fake, and Turner's got some good yardage, gives himself up, slides for a first down. And I believe he got the 10-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and goal. Goes short to Pulse. Pulse will dance into the end zone, and a quick touchdown drive for Dakota Wesleyan.
I mean, this thing's not over. I mean, you've got to step up and finish off the game defensively if you're Dakota State. And that's a really nice drive by Dakota Wesleyan. They went about 70 yards, and they only took 3 minutes off the clock.
2:40.
Yeah, and so now it's a 10-point game. Probably going to go for 2 here, a chance to get within 1 score again. Then all you have to do is lean on your defense and ask those guys to step up and have a good series, get you the ball back. Plenty of time.
3 touchdown passes for Turner, 2 of them to Jace Pulse, young man from Kimball. And the Tigers need 2. Turner trying to do it himself and did
not gonna get it.
Not get there.
Flag come in late there.
Yep. Derek DeVries made the tackle for Dakota State.
Was it after the play, and will it be assessed on the kickoff? Interesting call coming up here.
The sale you've been waiting for at Montgomery's. During our BOGO event, buy 1 item and get the second item half off. Plus, buy 1 square foot of flooring, get 1 half off. Or buy 1 window fashion and get 1 half off. There is never a better time to save than during the BOGO event at Montgomery's. Montgomery's, South Dakota family owned since 1888.
It's wet, it's cold, it doesn't matter. It's time to play football.
So impressive for these guys to play through these conditions tonight.
Good luck passing in this weather. Boy, it is really coming down out there.
In conditions like this, the contenders and pretenders go their separate ways.
Live this week on Midco Sports Network, Dakota State and Dakota Wesleyan kick off the new football season on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. On Friday, West Fargo and Minot square off at 8 p.m.
You may not realize it, but these words, often used to describe someone with a mental health condition, can be very harmful. In a country where 1 in 5 people are affected by a mental health condition, it's time for all of us to step up and change the conversation. Just because someone's struggle isn't obvious on the outside doesn't mean they aren't hurting on the inside. We need to see the person, not the condition. Join with me, pledge to be stigma-free.
The Ag Bowl on Midco Sports Network is presented by Montgomery's.
Now the Tigers get a little bit back, go for the 2-point conversion, don't get it, 49-39. And it's still 11 plus minutes to go here in the ball game. Brandon Waldner will take it for the Tigers, weave his way up. And look who makes the tackle there for Dakota Wesleyan. That is Spencer Negerbauer on a special teams tackle.
Doing a little bit of everything in his college debut. Got Frederickson in the backfield to start here for Dakota State.
Just searching for some total yards numbers.
We're over 1,000. Got, let's see, going into that play would have been 1,010 going into that play, combined yardage.
All right, Frederickson got 8. Giles
Uh-oh.
to Opdahl. Driven out by Trey DeCrook, but
you notice too that they've got Slama now guarding or manning up against Opdahl. Shreevers over on the opposite side of the field against Galloway.
14 catches for Opdahl. Well, Dakota State came out, Jay, here early in the second half and was really trying to get after Jacob Giles. Did a nice job of it.
Yep.
But since then, they have turned it back on offensively. Opdahl again is going to sneak down the sideline for another 13 yards. 15 catches tonight.
And 291 yards. I mean, it's one thing to be in rhythm. It's another, I think, to make it look as easy as Dakota State has tonight. This offense has some serious potential this season.
Fredrickson trying to stay in, but he gets knocked out there by Slama. Got about 3 yards. And Dakota State has kind of played with a little bit of fire tonight. They've dropped it a few times, fumbled a couple times, got them back.
I mean, every roll has gone their way. Every one of those 50-50 things has bounced the Trojans' way, and those are some things you're definitely going to have to clean up. We get motion on the line of scrimmage here.
5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Goes against the tight end, Babcock.
Yeah, clock was already stopped, so starts up now. Just over 9 minutes to go. Giles on 2nd and 11. There's Mason late yard line. He got about 4 yards.
Little swing pass, that kind of bubble screen to both Waldner and Layton several times today. Making that adjustment and saying, here it comes, here. But it keeps things going, avoids a tackle for or something worse. Unreal.
Yards after making that Superman. Nice job by Brody Fredrickson that time.
The field there, one off of it. That's David Reilly for Dakota State, and I didn't catch, might be Manny Christopher for Dakota Wesleyan, number 32. Reilly's up and on his own 2 feet with little assistance there. You see him throw the block right there on Christopher.
Yeah, Manny Christopher now up as well.
Looks like maybe a shoulder or something like that with Reilly as he's kind of favoring that left side coming off the field.
As we said, coming up on Friday night on Midco Sports Network, our first live high school football game of the season. It'll be in Minot with West Fargo on the road. And that'll be followed by Varsity Sports Live. And the next Thursday week from tonight, we get the FCS season going. Duquesne at South Dakota State in Brookings. And also next Thursday on West End 2 in the Northern Sun, Minot State against Concordia.
Miles has 37. This one, I mean, it just is absolutely priceless. Serious chemistry there that's going to cause problems for opposing defenses of all season. Did already last year.
Opdahl down to the bottom here. Megan Hines trying to turn it in. There's a flag coming in behind the play.
Gonna get a hold here, I think, against Dakota State.
Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Goes against Josh Geezy, backup tight end, freshman out of Coleman, South Dakota.
Well, if you're Dakota State here, Jay, you could mess around all you want here. But in this end of the field, just don't turn the ball over. They would like to take some time off here as
Reilly gets carted off.
David Reilly, the offensive lineman for Dakota State, going off to get some medical help. All right, it's 1st and goal from the 16. Christopher taking down Giles. But again, 2nd and goal, and Dakota State's going to take a minute off the clock here between those two snaps.
Touchdown.
Sliding grab made by Mason Layton. He's got it at the 2-yard line.
Now Ross Simples going to call a timeout here and preserve whatever time he can. So first timeout charge to Dakota Wesleyan with just 6:20 to play.
Well, this is just tonight for Austin Opdahl.
That's a career for some guys. Unbelievable. 16 catches, 314 yards. It's an average of just under 20 per catch. I mean, 20 per catch. It's incredible, especially when you're talking about that kind of volume. 4 touchdowns, a long of 38 yards. But let's take a look at some of the highlight reel that he has managed to put together here tonight. The senior out of Madison, playing in his hometown. That's his 38-yard touchdown there. Back in the first half. This was pretty right here, the double move. Couple yards score there. And here we go again, that deep post route. This time and time again, Giles looking for number 15.
Megan Hines grabbed from behind there by Dylan Rourke. The fiery Dylan Rourke. And that's going to force Wesleyan to take another timeout.
I mean, you know, and Dakota Wesleyan has to use their timeouts because they have to stay, you know, they have to save whatever clock they can. But if you're Dakota State, you're in a great spot because even if you don't get the touchdown here, you force them into a situation where they take the ball over inside their own 5, going to have 95+ yards to go for a touchdown. That doesn't even give them a chance to tie the game. More often than not, that's going to take some time. I mean, a quick strike offense like DWU is certainly capable of putting up a big play. We saw it earlier with the 80-yard touchdown pass to Jace Pulse. But, you know, you certainly want to punch it in here, and Dakota State leave no doubt.
If you're Dakota
but
State,
I'm just saying, not the end of the world if you don't get in here. You're putting them still in a pretty difficult spot with only one timeout remaining. I'd rather have it in their situation than across the field, is all I'm getting at there, Tom.
Okay. Well, the rain has gone away. It rained for just a short time here in the second half.
How about the great crowd here
Beautiful,
tonight?
Cool night.
Great atmosphere all night long. People getting into it.
And everything was crazy here tonight. This is the second year of the Ag Bowl at Dakota State. They've made that into a huge deal. So here's 4th and goal.
Who do you think they're going to?
Opdahl is going to not make the grab, and
I'm not sure I agree with that call.
I don't know either. This was really good coverage by Trey DeCrook, and
it looked like the ball had already arrived, and he had his hands on it before he was pulled down.
I agree. Ball hung in the air for a long time, but DeCrook, I don't think made contact until it was
pass
there.
interference, defense number 28.
I mean,
the foul occurred in the end zone by rule the ball was placed on the 2-yard line, 1st and goal.
I mean, and that, you know, for all intents and purposes, that's the ball game right there. Maybe it does have a little hole to the back of the jersey. Yeah, I still don't. I don't know if I throw that flag in that spot.
All right.
He didn't put up as big a fight as you would have expected had it really been that terrible of a call.
No, that's not an official blue call there. And then Dakota State will punch it in for what might be the capper as Hagen Hines scores.
And good to see him. He's earned it. He's had a good night himself. He's been overshadowed by the passing game numbers, but Hines over 100 yards himself. About 119 now with that touchdown run, his first score of the night, averaging over 5 yards per carry. The running game as a whole averaging almost 5 yards per carry. So you're going to look at the numbers in the box score and see Giles and see Opdahl and Layton and Galloway and everything that they did, and it was really special. But Hines certainly played a big role in this game tonight, as well as Fredrickson. Both of those guys ran the ball very effectively.
Get the fuck out of here, man. This game's over, bro.
Extra point perfect again, 55.
Hey, good fucking. These niggas ain't shit. Hey, we open that shit up so smooth.
There's a flag down. They haven't tacked it on yet, but there's been so much going on in this game tonight. These guys have been very, very busy. This is going to be something after the point attempt, or point after attempt was good. It's 56-39, so this is going to be tacked on to the kickoff one way or the other. Well, Dakota State last year averaged 33 points a game. I would guess that they are going to blow that away this year.
That seems like a pretty strong possibility the way things are going here tonight. Remember, this is the number 17 team ranked in the NAI, and take it for what it's worth. Preseason polls, coaches will all tell you they don't mean anything. They're not worth anything.
We've been unsportsmanlike on number 12, Dakota State. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. We now have a media timeout.
Good shit, bro. Did you see me blast that motherfucker?
All right, for the media, we're going to take a timeout. 56-39 with just under 6 minutes to go.
From a Dakota Territory Teachers College to a technology-driven university, Dakota State University has a clear mission: provide learning that integrates technology and innovation to develop graduates ready to contribute to local, national, and global prosperity, to make our country, our world, a better, safer place. It's a new era at DSU, and we are rising.
The sale you've been waiting for at Montgomery's. During our BOGO event, buy one item and get the second item half off. Plus, buy 1 square foot of flooring, get one half off. Or buy one window fashion and get one half off. There is never a better time to save than during the BOGO event at Montgomery's. Montgomery's, South Dakota family owned since 1888.
Every day when you go to work, you're not really going to work. You're going to meet the day's potential. Go with Midco Business and get to work making something great. Everything clicks at the touch of a button. Powerful business tools for innovative business people. People like you. Together, we're going to turn today's connections into tomorrow's success. Get the technology that takes you places. Midco Business. Let's go.
Closing it out here in the fourth quarter as Dakota State has taken over here in the second half. Trojans led by a point early in the third quarter, but Jacob Giles and Austin Opdahl have poured it on here in the second half, 56-39. Casey Burke gets into it. And Dakota Wesleyan brought the return guys way up to the 30-yard line this time. And Luke Loudenberg, look at him go. Out to the 49-yard line.
That's the danger of kicking it in that guy's direction. It doesn't matter if he catches it on the fly or not. If he gets his hands on it, you better be ready.
Loudenberg averaged about 22 yards per kick return last year. Shifty young man, and he's got balance and vision and speed, is what Ross Semple says, and you can see it with Luke Loudenberg. And he is back behind Dylan Turner, and the Tigers need to score in a hurry. 5 yards out of it. Cut down by Derek DeVries. Negebauer first down. Thompson sneaks out of a sack attempt, and Hayden Adams went down, but it skipped into him. It's incomplete.
Turner did a good job keeping that play as long as he did. It looked like he was going to be wrapped up. A couple of guys in there.
High school.
South Dakota State high school record, 42 touchdowns. He had almost 3,700 yards rushing in his career. 4 different sacks tonight. 4 different guys with sacks. Mike McAllister gets it this time.
Kurt there first, and then McAllister with the finish for the Tigers. We're going to pick it up. Well, they haven't.
Something to be said about that. I mean, yes, the X's and O's weren't perfect. Sure, you'd like to have that kind of thing as well. There's building blocks here on that side of the football. I mean, that's something already to be pretty proud of for a program that, had been down in the dumps for quite some time. I mean,
it was, what, 2010?
Yeah. I mean, and I talked to him about I never lost belief in myself. I never changed how hard I worked. Coach, the thing that changed, part of our program, and he said it was just because some of the support chances financially, and was able, and they won that first year back in 2014, and once that happened, the support within the community, the Dakota State alumni base, just shot through the roof. And then things like what you talked about at halftime with Casey Crabtree started happening. All of a sudden you have this Trojan Athletic Club that their sole purpose is to go out and help raise funds for the athletic department here at Dakota State University, and you're seeing that pay dividends now on the football field. Josh said his budget when he first got to this school was $60,000. It's $225,000 now. That's a huge jump. And you can't tell me that's not going to make a difference in the amount of guys that say, yes, I want to come be a part of this Dakota State family.
Yeah. I like you, Coach. Yeah. Well, I got a scholarship for you.
As long as you put some money in front of it.
All
yeah.
right.
But that's the nature of the beast in college athletics. I mean, you constantly are seeing that. Schools that struggle are the schools that struggle financially to keep up with the Joneses, and match scholarship dollars that some of the other programs that they're competing against for kids are willing and able to offer. And so that's a huge step in it. When you start getting that support behind a program, you're going to see results on the field eventually. If you believe you've got the right coaching staff in place, the people at Dakota State believe they did, and their faith in Josh Anderson and his staff has certainly paid off over the last couple of years. They got off to a fantastic start last year. They're 5-1 out of the gate. They had the win over Dakota Wesleyan in that. Struggled a bit down the stretch, but this year I don't think there's any question. They've got higher hopes than a 6-win season.
Well, you know what just happened there? It was 3rd and 10. And Jacob Giles threw it to Austin Opdahl, and they got a first down.
He threw it to him for the 17th time tonight, or at least the 17th time he actually caught it. Opdahl did have a drop in there, so he's probably never going to forget about that drop. And, it's going to be a real tough deal for him to get over that. But 17 catches now and well over 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just an incredible performance here by the quarterback and his wide receiver. The question I have for you, Tom, is who's player of the week in the North Star Athletic Association? Who do you give it to? Can you share it on a team?
Well, they have won 6 games the last 3 seasons here at Dakota State, and that has coincided with Austin Opdahl and Jacob Giles and the money and the scholarship commitment. Miles Beacom and his family. He's a Dakota State grad. Miles Beacom from First Premier Bank, and Premier Bank Card has been a great benefactor of this program. And money equals scholarships, equals wins, equals more money, more interest.
And you'd love to say that it's not just about that, but it is. It's got such a huge part in what these teams want to do. If they want to be successful, not only successful here and there, they want to be successful and sustain that success over an extended period of time, you have to have that backing. You have to be able to compete, on the roster first, and then on the football field second.
Dakota Wesleyan doing it the same way. These teams are on very similar trajectories right now with really good young coaches, good community support, winning programs. And I love that all these really good kids we've seen in high school in South Dakota over the last couple of years, a lot of them end up in these 2 programs.
Yeah, that's the bread and butter for programs like this. I mean, they need local guys to stay and play. And the thing about it is a lot of these guys had options to go to a bigger program. Spencer Deckenbauer could have probably gone to either SDSU or USD. Mason Layton originally committed to USD and then changed his mind and decided to stay home. So, I mean, these are talented football players. Forget about what level they're playing at.
Hey, starting next Monday on Midco Sports Network, August 28th, 6 o'clock, and every weekday, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, Midco Sports Tonight. And it debuts next Monday. Kelly Stewart will be your host with the entire cast of characters from Midco Sports Network in Grand Forks and Fargo and Sioux Falls and Brookings and Vermilion. Midco Sports Tonight, starting next Monday here on Midco Sports Network. Less than a minute here for Jacob Giles and the Trojans to get a big emotional win in the first game of the year. And conference play to come for these 2 teams over the next 8 weeks.
There's a little more hardware at stake this year as well. Don't forget that. First year that these 2 are going to, have a traveling trophy involved in this whole deal, and DSU is going to get their name inscribed on that thing first, and that's going to mean something. Don't kid yourself. Call it the Chamber of Commerce Cup, and the winning coach will get to keep it for a full year until the teams play again the next year.
And again, they don't have to be playing each other.
No, they don't have to. But I think you look at this crowd here on both sides, and you say, why wouldn't we? And there it is. That's what it's about here tonight. Good looking cup there. I'd want to have that in my office, wouldn't you?
I'm sure Josh would love to have that.
Josh is probably going to like to have that in his office. Ross is going to want to get that next year.
Well, they'll go back to Mitchell next year.
But I mean, 2 straight wins now for Dakota State over Dakota Wesleyan. They've got their first win over the Tigers here at Trojan Field since 1999 now. I mean, this is the kind of thing that really can inject a lot of life into your season. As if these guys aren't excited enough already to be playing college football and be out here and just getting this opportunity, but the chance to really know that you can compete with some of the best teams in the country, and they're doing it here tonight. They're beating them soundly.
17 catches. That is ridiculous.
That'll do it. Dakota State at home in the Ag Bowl kicks off 2017 with a 56-39 win over Dakota Wesleyan.
What a show, though, right? For both teams. I mean, just absolutely an incredible football game to watch. And I don't know that you could ask for a whole lot better of a way to kick off the 2017 college football season.
Big night for Loudenberg. He is going to be exciting to watch this year. Just a sophomore for Dakota Wesleyan. The debut of Spencer Negebauer tonight for the Tigers. The debut of Mason Layton tonight for Dakota State. 7 touchdown passes for Jacob Giles. 4 of those and almost 300 yards receiving for Austin Opdahl. And again, Dakota State breaks it open here in the second half. Trojans beat the Tigers 56-39, and we'll come back with some pretty big final numbers when we return to Trojan Field.
Discover your strength at Dakota Wesleyan University, Mitchell, South Dakota.
College football is almost here, and it's time to get ready for the best gridiron action in the region. Watch Midco Sports Network on Wednesday, August 30th for a special preview of what's coming up in college football. Get insider details, analysis, and behind-the-scenes information. We'll travel along I-29 starting with SDSU, followed by USD, NDSU, and UND. Don't miss this special preview of college football, August 30th at 7 p.m. Central. Get ready. Something new is coming to Midco Sports Network. You already know about the exciting live sports coverage and award-winning storytelling. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Introducing Midco Sports Tonight, a daily sports show airing weeknights at 6 Central. Get all of the latest scores, highlights, and analysis covering our region's college and prep sports scene. Midco Sports Tonight premieres Monday, August 28th at 6 Central.
Welcome back to Madison and a high-scoring kickoff to the 2017 season tonight. Dakota State over Dakota Wesleyan, 56-39. That is the inaugural Chamber of Commerce Cup, a traveling trophy that will go back and forth to the winner of this rivalry between the Trojans and the Tigers. Well, this was a one-touchdown game at halftime. Dakota State led 28-21 at the half, and that's a pretty big moment for the program here in Madison.
I mean, it seems silly that, the rivalry is always so much fun anyway, and just getting a chance to beat each other up every year, and that's exciting. But funny, when you throw a trophy into the mix or something else to play for that you get to take home at the end of the night that's tangible to you, well, it does seem to energize it that much more. You know what I mean? And so good for Josh Anderson, good for Dakota State, but Dakota Wesleyan is going to be fine. They're going to be a really good football team this year. They're going to be competing for a playoff spot again. So Ross Simple and his crew have nothing to hang their heads over tonight other than the fact that they're disappointed that they lost this game to their arch rival.
All right, this was 2 minutes into the third quarter, and Dylan Turner went to Jace Pulse for an 80-yard touchdown. But Dakota Wesleyan missed the extra point here, and that kind of got him off on a tumble. It's 28-27. And then Jacob Giles to Austin Opdahl for their first connection of the second half. Dakota State goes back in front, 35-27. And then Giles, a bullet to Opdahl. 6th touchdown pass of the game for Giles, as Dakota State opened up a 42-27 lead, but Turner goes to Parker Evans for a touchdown. Again, they missed the extra point. Giles back to Opdahl to start the fourth quarter. It's 49-33. Dakota State with its biggest lead at that point. Turner goes back to Jace Pulse here with, there's still 11 minutes in the ballgame left here. It's 49-39 as Wesleyan went for 2 there, could not get it. Hagen Hines finishes it off with a touchdown run with about 6 minutes to go. 56-39 final.
1,150 yards.
Dakota State had the football for a lot of the ball game.
Yeah, that's incredible. 2/3 of the game.
Austin Opdahl.
Just gaudy numbers wherever you look here.
And neither team turned it over. Dakota State was in danger 3 or 4 times during the game. A coughing it up. There was an interception Dakota Wesleyan should have had in the first half.
Yeah.
But all of that kind of went Dakota State's way tonight.
That was just it. I mean, the 50-50 things, or the kind of the luck, all the bounces, those all went Dakota State's way tonight. And you can't count on those types of things to win football games, but you can try to capitalize on those whatever opportunities they create. Dakota State, to their credit, did that tonight. And whether that was penalties against Dakota Wesleyan that kept drives alive, or, freak plays where it should have been an interception and it falls into the hands of Opdahl. I mean, all those types of things went Dakota State's way tonight, but to the Trojans' credit, they capitalized on those moments, and they really made Dakota Wesleyan pay for them.
All right. Dakota State 1-0. Dakota Wesleyan stops their first one, but they are at the University of St. Mary coming up next week. Dakota State goes to St. Ambrose to get the North Star season started. Thanks to Ross Simple. Thanks to Josh Anderson. Everybody here at Dakota State. This was fun. Tune in tomorrow night. Live high school football here on Midco Sports Network. It's wet, it's cold, it doesn't matter. It's time to play football.
So impressive for these guys to play through these conditions
Good luck
tonight.
passing in this weather. Boy, it is really coming down out there.